Hey everybody! Today we're going to just do a short mini lesson on how to say my name is and spell out your name. So when we're spelling our name, you just use the alphabet, and so that's going to be the first thing that I'm going to teach you is the different letters in the alphabet. So I'm going to do it fairly slowly so that you can practice along with me. But one thing I want you to keep in mind is that you can always rewind this video and go over it again if you missed a letter, so that you can learn the different letters of your name and you can apply that to the sentence that we're going to use in a bit. So here we go. So first we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z is just drawing it in the air. So that's the first thing I want to teach you. Feel free to rewind and pick out the letters that spell your name. And then I'm going to teach you how to say my name is. So it's really simple. All you have to do is just putting the palm of your hand to your chest. If you want to say I, it's pointing at yourself, but my is an open hand. So my, and then this is the sign for name. It's taking two fingers and just tapping them together twice. So my name, and you don't necessarily need to do is, you don't always sign every single word. So you're going to just say my name, and then you're going to start spelling your name. So my name is Brittany. So my name is Brittany. And so that's how you're going to say your name. So feel free to go over that a few times if you want to learn some more, but that is basically what I'm going to teach you today. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much for taking time to watch that mini lesson. The reason I picked teaching a bit of sign language is because I thought it would be a really great extension for a lesson I wrote about the deaf and hard of hearing community and just understanding who they are and what their community might look like and how it might be maybe a little bit different than what we consider regular society. I really want to challenge that idea of regular society because I think it's really important to see differences as just a different kind of normal. And I think teaching that to our students at a young age will help them see this in so many different aspects of their life. So that might be with different physical or mental abilities that we'll have in the classroom. So students who might have ADHD or who might be in a wheelchair, we want students to be able to recognize that yes, they might be a little bit different, but that's okay. And we need to accept them and understand that their normal is just a little bit different than our normal. And so looking at the deaf and hard of hearing community, something that makes them a little bit different than us is the fact that they might use sign language. And so being able to recognize that and even learn a little bit of it will show how much we are making a step to accept that community. And I asked on a field experience, I asked our guide if it was seen as like disrespectful or respectful to learn sign language as a hearing person. And our guide told us that a lot of times when we learn sign language, it's showing the deaf and hard of hearing community that we are accepting their way of life and their way of communication, and it's being respectful to them, and it almost is exciting to them to see that we're making an effort towards their community and wanting to show them that we are accepting of who they are. And I think this also will help students see their differences as being who they are, and it makes up who they are, and they don't need to be ashamed of that. Throughout this semester, we've looked at the book The Gifts of Imperfection by Brené Brown, and she has a really awesome quote that says, when we become more loving and compassionate with ourselves, we begin to practice shame resilience, and we can embrace our imperfections. And so instead of seeing ourselves as imperfect, we can see ourselves as resilient, and we don't need to be ashamed of those differences that we have. And I think that's really important to implement into our young students today, because so many times we see those differences as negative, but we want to turn it into a positive and show them that they don't need to be ashamed of who they are, no matter what their differences are. And one of those steps is starting to normalize those differences. So seeing someone in a wheelchair shouldn't be a moment where we stare them down and not say anything to them, but we can carry on a conversation without feeling awkward. Or with someone who's deaf and hard of hearing, practicing that sign language that we learned, saying what your name is in sign language. It shows them that you're making an effort towards them, and I think that's really important for teaching in our students today. So thank you so much for watching, and I really appreciate you sitting through this, and I just hope you have a great day.